Hey there, speculators. It is Roderick, lead futures trader, t3live.com/futures. And this is the Trade Journal screencast. Today's Monday, February 3rd, 2020. And today I'm going to cover, carrying on from the last week or so, we're going to look at Google earnings, trading the NASDAQ futures with a very small account following earnings on Google Alphabet today. All right, before I get going, just a reminder that this video is for educational purposes and that trading of the futures markets is risky and not suitable for all investors. You can pause the video right here to take a look at these risk disclosures and disclaimers. Okay, super. So what I'm going to go through tonight is, again, take a quick look at a recording over only about 5 minutes following Google reporting their earnings. So there are 5 stocks really that can move the NASDAQ around, maybe more like 6 or 7 that can move the NASDAQ around if you include like Tesla now and Netflix as well. And of course, Google is one of them. The Fab 5 is Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and Google. And today Google reported its earnings. It does so shortly after the 4 p.m. close, which makes it nice. So we can take advantage of it by trading the micro NASDAQ. If you're not familiar with the micro NASDAQ futures and how they trade, in some previous videos I've covered how they work, but essentially they're $2 a point, and you can trade a single contract with as little as $50 of margin. So let's take a quick look at how I traded it and why. First thing I want you to note is just right before when I started recording in this account, we are up about $65 for the day. Some folks has asked about whether it's Sim or Live. It says Sim Micro here in NinjaTrader. This is a great thing about NinjaTrader. Many platforms now you can actually trade these markets in Sim until you are ready to go live, and then the micros are a nice way to make that transition from a simulated trading to live trading with very small instruments, and then make your way up to the bigger contracts, which are called the E-minis. And from there you can even move to bigger things like trading the NDX and NDX options and things of that nature. All right, but just a quick note, this is a connector that I have from this account to this account right here, which is actually the market's open right now and trading. And what I just did, because I'm going to do my own little small account challenge, is I actually withdrew almost all the money except for $500. So the available balance was $500 before I made this withdrawal, and then it went up to $800 from today's trading, and it's going to be at $500 again tomorrow. So suffice to say, this is a very small account, and I'm just trading one single micro contract in the video that you're about to see. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with it. Oops, let me move it up just a teeny bit here. Okay, so we are about a minute away from Google reporting their earnings. You can see the market is starting to move. These are Brickwick bars, which are modified Renkos. You can find out all about these bars, how you can get access to them for free, and free NinjaTrader. The platform is always free until you start trading live, or if you want access to some of their advanced indicators and tool suites, but until then it's completely free. So you can click in the description of this video to find out more about how you can get access to NinjaTrader if you'd like. So let me just see, in just a moment I'm going to flash back between Google. I'm waiting for the earnings announcement to come out, and we're going to see right here in the NASDAQ futures the reaction that the market has as soon as those numbers are out. Let me just fast forward it a little bit. Okay, you can see it's starting to move. Okay, let me just move it back here a little bit. Okay, so the earnings are out, and right there is where I placed the first short sell at 91.3875. In just a moment, now I am looking at Google at this time, so there's a reason that I placed that particular trade there. It also has a name for that pattern, and now I'm going to trail a buy stop because I'm seeing now Google start to sell off pretty dramatically. In just a moment I'll switch over to Google and you can take a look at what's happening with Google. I'm trailing this down. You can see the trade, the P&L right there, up about $58 at this point. I'm going to trail it down even a little further in just a moment. So now there's $65 of profit. Now there's a quick look at Google, down about 2 or 3%. So I want to tighten my stop even a little bit more so. Just trail this down. Again, this is all happening in about a 1 minute period of time. Tighten it down again. And then boom. So we're out. So I'll pause for a moment there. And that was roughly a little over $90 in profit in about a minute. Again, on a very small contract that trades at just $2 per point. Okay. Now, fortunately, the position went in my favor right away, so you didn't see the management of it if it gone the other way. But essentially, I was risking about $25 to make what turned out to be this $80 or $85 trade. And again, the NASDAQ futures are going to do this 4 times a year when all 5 stocks report: Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Facebook, as well as Netflix, Tesla, a few others. You're going to get the opportunity with a very, very small account to play the volatility of earnings, which is almost impossible to do. You certainly couldn't do it with the stock, and of course the options market at that point are closed. So futures is really the only game in town to get access to trade earnings of these big tech stocks using the micro NASDAQ futures. All right, I'm going to keep it going just a little bit. In just a moment, I take a small long as I watch the market start to reverse. And by the market, I mean just watching the 5-minute, 3-minute, and even some brick wicks, the same bar type on Google as it's trading. Okay, so I'm now actually long this position. Okay, now since it's counter trend and it was just selling off, I want to tighten this stop pretty quickly, and I do. And in just a moment, you'll see I get stopped out for about another $8 or so. And if you just keep advancing the video, you see that it started to pop. Watch where this thing goes. Okay, so left a decent amount of money on the table, as you can see how quickly it ran to the upside. But again, it was a counter trend trade. This is a T-line right here. The T-line indicates trend, and the initial reaction, of course, was negative, as you saw on Google. So I don't want to hang around for a long. If I get in there, I'm going to trail a stop very, very quickly. All right, so that whole trade about $80, $90. I think it was at 65, so about 90 on for both trades, 2 quick trades. The whole thing took place in about 3 minutes. So everything that I did here is very teachable and trainable, something that you can do, again, in a very small account, or just start in demo and get familiar with this. There's nothing like trading live markets when they're moving very quickly, which they will around certain known catalysts like earnings, and being able to practice the certain setups and signals. Look at the visual price patterns that appear on the chart. Again, there's a number of visual price patterns here that I didn't even call out, and do all of this with a contract size that is very approachable. Again, micro NASDAQ is $2 a point, and that's, then right now the NASDAQ is trading somewhere around 100 to 120 points a day, so $200 worth of opportunity. As we just saw, just on Google's earnings, it moved 50, 60 points right there in a heartbeat. All right, so we'll leave it there for tonight. Overall, it was also a profitable day. If I take a quick look at the Trade Journal, gross P&L of 378.78, trading again mostly micros, a few full mini contracts in here as well, but a lot of it was micro trading. We also did pretty well today trading gold, the MGC, which is a micro gold contract that trades at $10 a point or $1 per tick. Again, very approachable markets. You can find out more about how this all works and and how you can get involved as well by going at t3live.com/futures. Again, my name is Roderick. I look forward to seeing you on the virtual trade floor at t3live.com/futures. And I'd like to remind you, always trade like you mean it. Thanks.